And just like that, we're live again. Welcome to another miniature modelling mayhem live recorded painting chat. I'm joined tonight by Gary and Dave.
Evening.
Evening.
And I am, of course, James. So we were just getting to the point where we were doing the round robin of what everyone's working on, and we thought we'd better actually go live and do it, and that way we don't have to do it twice. And kid on that we're surprised.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You want to go first, Dave?
Yeah, go on then. That's what I'm working on. The train. So, train for the Sudan. Just going to try and finish off the bits for that, and I've got some crew and a construction crew I'm going to try and put together and sew together to put the rails on and stuff. So, some bobs.
And this was a plastic train that you bought, was it?
Yeah, it's a plastic. £3.50 at the post office. So, 155 fifth scale, made by Teamsters. Still available on Amazon and eBay. A little bit more expensive, but it's still single pounds. So that's all one for £6 or £7. So,
and you're hardly getting any commission at all from them.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah.
C'est la vie. I'm that kind of helpful guy, you see.
Yeah.
No, it's to me.
Too much.
Do nicely. It's got to getting there with that. I've got a game on at Partisan at the end of the month, the 20th, 22nd of the month, whatever it is, the Sunday. So it'll be on show then. So beauty of the Sudan bit that I do. I think you height of the Victorian era. You've got technology from trains. When I might not have planes, but I do have a balloon.
Yeah.
Trains,
Yeah,
trains, automobiles,
Yeah, well,
drones, but nevertheless, it's
well, they didn't have the automobiles or the planes either, did they? So
no, indeed. But the balloon will do, and the camel car can make up for a lack of cars.
I always thought the balloon was a very underestimated part of military hardware in that conflict.
Absolutely.
So it's nice that you're doing it.
Yeah. So it's good. I mean, just a little scenario of a British encampment at the end of the railhead being pushed forward, the Suakin to Berber Railway, and a few Mahdist roads on them. I may have a few Mahdists to throw at it. So,
only a few.
Before I get into my diatribe, I mean, the railway was very important in Africa anyway, wasn't it? You know, so Rhodes wanted to do the Cape to Cairo route.
Absolutely, yeah. So there's something about having special stuff like that on a war game table for me. From I mean, trains and ships and paddle steamers and stuff like that. It just adds a completely different dimension. So why the hell not?
Yeah, that's why I spend money on bloody random stuff.
Yeah, and it's a good, fun modelling project. That's the other thing for me. I like doing that. It's the madness of it all, So.
Cool.
And what about you, Gary? What are you playing with?
I'm doing some Revel Saxons because I didn't buy much at Salute, unfortunately, because the usual supplier was there to see has gone out of business or they've retired. So basically working through what I've got left to paint. So yeah, Saxons is one of them. I did get a bit of a disappointment today where I got some Brunswick cavalry from America, and one of the figures was missing. And it's only a set of 12. There's 3 Uhlans, 9 Hussars, and one of the Hussars had either come off the sprue, so I hunted through the box to see if he'd, just fallen off, and he wasn't there at all. So I sent a photograph of the I sent a photograph to America of the missing guy, and they said, okay, you got a choice of 3. You can either have a full refund, a partial refund, or we'll give you the figure that you're missing. And I said, well, send me the figure that you're missing then. So we shall see what will happen here.
Whether they read another box and cut the figure off.
Yeah.
And so the cycle continues.
Well, maybe somebody in the supply chain had decided they were missing one and took him out the box. So we'll see what happens on that. It'd be nice if they send me one figure across the Atlantic just to make up my order so they don't lose faith. So we'll see. But yeah, apart from that, I was looking forward to doing that as well, because they're a bit of a one-off. You know, the Brunswick Cavalry were you're not likely to do 2 or 3 units of them. You'll do one and that'll be it. So
yeah.
It's a bit disappointing that one figure is flipping missing. So imagine my chagrin as I opened the packet after waiting for weeks.
That's all right.
And he wasn't there.
I'm having an eBay argument with a company over a cardboard tube at the moment.
As you do.
Randomly, I ordered, not randomly, but on purpose, I actually ordered 2 cardboard tubes of a certain size to store a map in. And they cost £3.98. You know, £3.99, ordered 2, and only one arrived. And I contacted the company and, well, can you prove it? So, well, yeah, it's a photograph of it. One chip in the packaging. And so it took them 48 hours to admit they'd received the photograph, even though I'd sent it 3 times. And then today was, well, what's on the invoice? I said, well, you should have the invoice because I ordered it from you. You know, can we have a copy of your invoice? I said, yeah, that says, you know, order quantity 2 of 1 tube, 3 inches wide, 24 inches long. And at the bottom of your invoice, it says supplied 1 tube. If you look at the top, it says, I ordered quantity of 2 and I paid £7.98. So can you supply the other one, please? Before I raise a PayPal deal, because I'm getting seriously narked at the moment about how long it's taking me to sort out sending me a cardboard tube.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you know, what I've paid for these guys is about 10 quid.
Yeah.
And it's not a big deal, but you've got to go through the gamut of saying, okay, you know, it didn't arrive, you know, complete. What you're going to do about it? Because if you don't do that, then somebody else is going to get knackered by it.
Yeah.
So to be fair, I really don't care if they just say, no, we're not doing it, and I'll just buy another one. But you've got to, you know, make the principle stand of saying, look, I'm trying to be honest with you. You're trying to be honest with me. It didn't arrive. What are you going to do about it? So I've been very nice down along the line and saying, you know, delighted to get the figures that arrived, but there was one missing. Here's the photograph. What are you going to do? And within 24 hours, they were back and saying, okay, we'll give you this offer. So we shall see.
Indeed.
And as I say, I wouldn't mind, you know, if it was, you know, if I was buying a regiment of French infantry or British infantry or, you know, squadron hussars, you just buy another lot.
Yeah.
But when it's a one-off like that, you've got to make a stand.
Yeah. But to be fair,
we shall see.
I've ordered an awful lot of stuff online over the last 6 months.
Well, they should want your business back as well, you know.
Yeah.
So in good faith, they should replace it.
I mean, the missus says there's another parcel for you. In that voice. Oh,
yeah, in that voice.
And there has been an awful lot, and I'm now on first name terms with the guy at the tip for getting rid of all the packaging. And to be fair, most suppliers have become pretty bloody good, to be honest. Things are arriving within certainly 48 hours, you know.
Yeah.
Some of them are arriving the next day. You know, and I'm getting, and I think the communications has improved as well. in terms of it's been packaged, it's ported, it's on the way, it's due for delivery at, So really taken off. It's the first one for a while I've had where I've had a problem, to be fair. So.
This is the first time I've had a problem as well. And I've said this before, we're a sort of dying market. We're all getting older.
Yeah.
And the company that supplies figures wants to keep their market. They want to keep selling stuff.
Yeah.
And if the few of us that are left still alive for the next, 4 or 5 years, every day's a bonus for us,
Some more than others.
Make an effort. Yeah, I know. But yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? They should make an effort, and they should make good what has happened.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There's one thing I'd say about Battlefront. I've had issues in the past with packs missing or 2 left tracks or bits missing or whatever, and they've always got it sorted. Even if it means sending a whole new pack out, they've always got it fixed. And like Dave said, sometimes it was even I'd raise a email with them on the Saturday, and I'd have the new replacement bit or the new pack by the Tuesday of the following week type thing. So they've always been really good.
Yeah.
The other side,
and then they keep their reputation, don't they?
Yeah. Well, the other side of that
is
is I placed an order with Dom's decals back in January, and I still don't have anything. And he told me a couple of weeks ago that he had posted it to my previous address because I've actually moved since I placed the order. But the previous address is Amy's mum and dad's, and they've not had any mail for me. So I kind of said to him, but I've not heard anything since. So I kind of haven't written off that order, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it is frustrating. It's a relatively small industry, isn't it, we're dealing with, to be honest. You need to keep your customers happy.
Yeah, and it relies on reputation. I mean, I went out of my way to get this box delivered to my workplace because that stops the wife checking what's coming through the mailbox for one thing.
That's good.
Yeah, because otherwise blokes like Dave Doherty send little messages to me saying, "Don't worry, Mrs. Wright. He's not paid for this," that sort of thing, And that causes unending grief. So, yeah.
You can't miss an opportunity.
No, you can't, no. No, and I did return the favour, Dave.
You did, indeed. I even showed that as well.
Yeah. But yeah, that's another annoying thing about it. You get it, addressed to work so that you can keep it on the quiet from the wife. And then they don't bloody deliver, Buggers.
Yeah, well, you see, I work from home most of the time, so I just say it's a work parcel. That was another box of PPE. Honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an interesting one. So who is your favourite supplier then?
I've got a few. I think there's one called Jad Games or Jad Gaming that never have let me down. Something out in Nottingham. And minifigs are usually pretty good as well. Although I have ordered some Civil War figures and they've sent 7 Years War stuff instead.
Oh, the cards.
I know. And then I have to melt them down and. But it's just part and parcel of it, I mean, in the 70s and 80s, when you're doing mail order stuff, as a matter of course, it was always hit and miss. You'd never get necessarily what you'd ordered.
Right.
Particularly when they don't have any. We've had this one before, haven't we? As well, where you get a catalogue and there's no illustrations of what you're going to get through the post.
Yeah, that is a real pet in today's age. That's a real pet hate now for some of the companies. It's not that difficult to get a photograph and get it on a website.
Yeah.
Find a small child; they'll be able to do it for you.
Mm.
You know, so yeah.
That is how you met your first wife, isn't it?
Yeah,
She worked for the Customer Complaints Committee, yeah.
That's it. Customer complaints. Yeah. So what? Frequent. War bases for me are pretty much up there. I get a lot of my bases from war bases, and they're always pretty quick and obliging, and I've got them to make bespoke stuff. So they're pretty good from my point of view. There's a company called E-Models as well in Stoke. Random supplies and things, you know. Looks like model making and stuff as well. Very stuff with paints. I mean, if I order from them, frequently I'll order one day and it'll be with me the next. You know, you get an email saying it's been posted and dispatched, and it's all arrives nicely packaged, and they've always got good Vallejo stuff in stock and things like that. So, and they do all the various range of MIG products as well, the weathering powders and filters and things like that. So they've got a good stock. So.
I think model-wise, the best one I've had frequent, or not so much recently, but in the past, I had really good experiences with Ground Zero games. Their stuff was always dispatched really quickly, and a lot of the times you would get an extra. You know, if you ordered a fleet of one ship, you'd maybe get an extra one thrown in or something. Or...
Yeah.
Yeah, which is what they should do, you know. I mean, okay, Games Workshop will continue to rule the world anyway, but, you know, the smaller suppliers who Games Workshop have tried to put out of business over the years, they should be going out the way to continue the good service. That should be the selling point.
Yeah.
But I've had some really poor experiences as well. I think some really patchy experiences with Wayland over the last few years. That included them having an offer on free postage and me ordering a few things, which included some Army Painter dip, and they didn't send it to me for 6 weeks until I contacted them to ask why I hadn't received it, and they told me it was because I had to pay postage on the Army Painter dip. At one point now that they had that free postage thing, they said, "Oh, that doesn't apply."
Randy, was that in the bit where the post office couldn't transport various dodgy materials?
No, I think at that time they could. They just wanted me to pay for the postage. But it was as much the fact that rather than, you know, fair enough if there was small print somewhere that says this offer doesn't apply to, but to sit for 6 weeks and wait for me to contact them was just pretty poor customer service.
Well, it's a bit poor when you spent £3 on a 50p post loader.
Yeah.
Which, we used to do.
And a stamp addressed envelope.
A stamp addressed envelope. I used to get post loaders from me grandma's every Christmas. I spent more money on bloody sending the thing than the money I actually used to get, that I used to have to put in my, my post office account that I couldn't open until I was 18. National savings account until I was 18.
Yes.
I must have had nearly £3 in there by the time I was 18.
Well, man had a 3 in it. Pence, I think.
I could just about afford a pint.
The first few things I bought on eBay, I paid for using postal orders.
Bet you were popular.
I think to be honest, at the time, postal orders might have been the common method because it was kind of pre PayPal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Used to put stamps on them as well, just to make the money up.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you'd have, mint postage stamps on there that hadn't been posted anyway. £1.72 on a postal order.
Days of yore, that.
Oh, aye. Showing me age now.
That's it.
Could be worse. You could have been ordering them via telegram.
Yep.
Now you only get them on your wedding day.
Aye.
From Uncle Dave in Canada.
True. Okay. Oh, these bushes has got brown paint on them.
And the telegram would read, wish I could be there. Stop. Hope you have a lovely day. Stop. All the best. Stop. Lots of love to Uncle Adrian. Stop. That used to cost them 50 quid. Stop. They just don't know they're born now.
Yeah. Thankfully, there are these things called text messages.
Yeah, I believe that's replaced it, yeah.
But probably still cost you 50 quid to send one from Canada.
Yeah. I remember going to weddings in the 70s, they'd read out all the cards from people who couldn't quite make it and a couple of speeches, and then they'd go through the telegram round. There'd be 3 telegrams that they'd read out. Happy days.
Oh, how the whole industry has moved on since.
Damn it, cut off in my prime. Damned internet.
See what you like about the Telegraph, at least it was reliable. Not that I would know.
All right. Unless it was cut by those pesky Redskins.
Yeah.
That's it.
Who would also try to destroy the iron horse that speaks with thunder.
Indeed.
Going through our burial grounds.
What to do with where Choo Choo goes?
Audie Murphy had a lot to answer for. That was against his own people. Right, I'm not doing enough black here, am I?
So I don't actually think we got on to me.
Right, go on, Jamesy.
I think we might have stopped.
I think we lost interest.
Yeah, probably. To be honest, painting these things, I lost interest as well. I'm doing 10mm ACW Confederate Cavalry from Pendragon. And I'm currently at the highlighting stage.
Yeah.
And mighty glad of it. These are actually the first cavalry I've ever painted, and you guys all had me terrified of painting cavalry because everybody complains about it so much.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, I've not had any issues with it.
Yeah.
But at that scale, are you doing the bridles and the bits and
Oh yeah, of course.
He's doing
all
the
the
side
paraphernalia that goes with it? Yeah.
Somebody was complaining about sideburns the other night.
I think everybody who's painted these models has complained about sideburns.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably best not to go down that path again because it still makes me angry. Who puts facial hair on a 10mm model? It's just unrequired.
No, I do 172 scale, and I do the bits on them, that are coming out the side of the mouths. I do the odd little bit of silver and gold on the bridles and the bits at the back of the horse's tail, because you can do it at that scale. But I can't imagine doing it at 10 and 6mm.
You're just not trying that enough.
Well, I don't do that scale.
I use a 3-inch house brush and they go on fine.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be all right when they're
Painted.
finished. They'll be all right when they're finished, yeah.
Yeah. Pro painted.
Pro painted, yeah. That one, yes.
Yeah.
That good old chestnut, yes. Painted.
Be on eBay. What particular shade of grey am I using for highlighting today?
Mm-hmm.
There he is. There he is.
There may be swearing involved shortly.
Okay. Consider as warned.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's about bright.
Right then. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what we get. Time to warm up a gadget.
You're not switching to power tools, are you?
Yeah. Soldering hand time.
You're soldering.
Yeah. The art of joining two metals together.
He's in a state of flux.
Indeed.
It's one of the things that people keep asking you to do videos on, isn't it?
Yeah. I'd have to kill people if I showed them. I will do actually. I will get round to doing one or two. When I get properly set up in the room, doing videos and stuff. So.
Yeah.
So I have to set the station up better light and the camera properly positioned so you can see what's happening with it.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'm just trying to get a little job done.
Well, if you went to a decent secondary modern school in the 70s and 80s, they'd teach you how to do all of that. Metalwork, woodwork, soldering,
Yep.
spot welding. We used to do at my school.
Yep. Learned some of that at school and learned some as an apprentice with a artificer instructor who was a swine. Back in the days when you used to have to fix instruments, not just change them.
We even did embroidery at my school. And sewing, typing.
Mm-hmm. So,
I did typing.
excuse me, Nick. Chat has gone silent. I'm going to make some noise.
No worries.
Ah, they're just making guitar straps at one point, even though most of us didn't have a guitar.
You get quite a lot of these youth institutes that made the prisoners work for.
Yes, it was a good postal I went to. It was really a grammar school, James. But no, I did get an all-round education. That we used to do cookery and all sorts of things at my school. Very well-rounded stuff we did. And a lot of it was useful. So we're doing cookery, embroidery, and Latin.
Yeah, sounds really useful.
Which one do you think is more useful? How to change a light bulb or how to say Muamasamat? It was a lot easier.
So what else have you got planned this year, model-wise? What are you aiming to be doing? I know you said that you were feeling you were spending too much time just painting for the sake of painting. Have you got a...
Well, I was going to start my campaign at the weekend, but the wife buggered off with the 2 kids and left me with a list of jobs to do. And said, "You're not making any videos while we're out." So I said, "All right."
You're not making those dodgy videos again, eh?
Yeah, I know. And then the Newcastle game broke out, which I was convinced we wouldn't win the league, and then we won the league, so I had to celebrate that. So the video went out the window, which is why I was hoping Matt Varnish might be on this evening to have a chat about that, but he's keeping quiet.
We'll have none of your football shenanigans in this establishment.
It's not football, it's more important than that.
Shenanigans.
Yeah. Football shenanigans.
What about yourself, Dave? I heard you conspiring about the Dark Continent stuff.
Yeah. So I picked up a copy of the Death in the Dark Continent rules, and Congo as well. Just looking for some other bits and bobs, you know. Sudan's going to keep going for one bit, you know. I've got the winter season on that, but I've got this 10mm ACW stuff, which I've got a pile of it to paint, but once I clear this little Sudan project, I'll do that. And I was just thinking of another little project to do, and I thought that's one that's not many figures, but actually could be really interesting in terrain. So
yeah,
I might well pursue that, I think. So and do that. Just give me a second. Find the power lead.
Which brings me on to the detail that you put into your figures. You know, where do you draw the line of how detailed you go? Well, that's where you decide you're going to draw the line. Because if you're painting them, you can decide where to give in or not.
is it giving in?
Well, for example, I'm looking at a Saxon horseman here, and he's got a very nice buckle on his belt. And I can say, okay, I'm just going to paint the buckle brass or gold, or I'm going to highlight it. And I draw the line by saying, I'm not going to highlight it. At 172 scale, I think I'll just say, okay, it's going to be gold and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do highlights on it. I'll know they're there if I do them, but nobody else will really give the monkeys.
No.
So what's the point? Why beat yourself up?
Indeed. Why?
Although by the same token, the more detail you put on there, the nicer it looks. But you've got to draw the line, and the line comes down to where you decide enough is enough.
Yeah. Indeed.
I generally try and do the best I can, or to the limits of my abilities, which I think slows me down a lot sometimes. But I was talking to Martin on here the other night and was saying about my my Shermans that we used in that Noyers game, and how the turret numbers on the Shermans actually are historically correct for the the tank's position within the squadron, and to me that was important to do. But to the guys playing it, that I think we noticed Sherman number 84 because it's the one that killed the Panther, but I doubt that anybody else really spotted that the numbers were sequential, and
the effort was appreciated, and I would certainly do a British or any sort of armoured unit regiment where you did have a numbers scheme. I would definitely do that, definitely. So that's part of it. But I do have a little bit of near enough's good enough sometimes with some things,
Yeah.
I won't get too het up on it.
Well, Matt's saying for some of his painting is that it's good from far, far from good type thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. So you may notice I have ice shields on for soldering. You don't want to end up with 400 degrees solder in your hand. The key to it.
I think it also depends on the figures that you're doing as well. I mean, those hussars that I just did, that you gave me the incentive, Dave, to do them of the 9th hussars. I did spend a lot of time on those because they are so damn detailed. And I did make a bit more effort on those because they were nice figures to start off with anyway. But bog standard Esky or Revel, nah.
Yeah.
There's not enough detail on them to warrant it, but those hussars were much nicer to do, so did make an effort on those.
Yeah. I said there is questions over where you stop, and sometimes it's what you have to think about what you're trying to achieve, whether you're trying to get a unit done or not. I just find that I can spend a long time even just researching what the unit markings should be and all that sort of stuff. That theoretically adds to the time that you're spending painting the unit, while it's not exactly painting, but you're still spending time on it. But I've probably done that a lot less with these ACW guys because I don't know the period well enough. I've kind of taken the view that if it looks like it, I think it should, then I'll call it quits there.
Yeah. And I think that's what I tend to do that little bit of it,
You just do what you can, I suppose. Or
I don't think I've come away from one group of figures and said I've made a right pig's ear of this. I've always been, reasonably happy with what I've done, painting them.
Yeah.
Some I've enjoyed doing more than others. Some are an absolute exquisite joy to paint, but others aren't necessarily as much so. But I've still had the relaxation from painting them and the achievement of getting them finished.
Yeah, I've had that a few times
when you base them as well. So
when I start painting something and I'm not in it, and it seems to take so much longer to do them because you just, I think those German pioneers that I had that were the odd Battlefront sculpts, I really struggled with them. Once they were painted, they looked okay, but actually painting them was a real chore. And the Forged in Battle Bofors, I remember being a a particular chore as well. And being particularly sad, I kind of stick to the same genre all the time.
Well, you got 2 on the go. You got your ACW. You got your Second World War.
I've actually got 3, but the other one's a secret project.
Ooh.
Yep.
It's Ancients, I think. Can't tell us.
English Civil War. No, I'm doing some.
Yeah, 27.
I've got my 3 mil stuff as well. So, and theoretically, my 6 mil stuff. The scale I'm not doing just now is 28s. Thinking about it.
It's a slippery slope getting into that one. Right.
There's more than enough guys at the clubs with massive 28 collections.
Evening.
Right.
Hello.
Comfort break for me. Talking of 28mm areas.
He hasn't got anywhere near enough Napoleonics yet.
Oh.
You?
No. How's everyone doing?
Not bad, mate, yourself.
Good.
We were just talking about your video not that long ago.
Oh, yeah, really. I meant to that, I think.
No, not at all. I think it was a good point. It is interesting how people come into it, and like you were saying about how open people are with their hobby, whether they tell people that that's what they do or.
Yeah. I thought I'd just go for it. I made that last night before I came on the chat. I was hesitating until this morning. Shall I upload it or not? And I thought, you know what, so I will do. Yeah, I just find it very interesting. How just curious about how people get into it. What starts you off? What's the inspiration or the influence that makes you want to do it?
Yeah.
It's a bit different, isn't it? I suppose. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Is it really that different as opposed to trains or stamps or?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Not really.
Roundabouts, as the case might be.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. Yeah. Yep.
Red kit pieces.
So what are you doing then, Steve? What are you playing with?
I'm still messing about these labs. Oh, I did the skin colour yesterday, and then I'm just binning it. But I'm gonna crack on. From red kippies, I'm gonna do the 14th New York Volunteers, I think.
All right.
They're gonna be generic, really, but I'm just gonna paint them as 14th. So red trousers, red kippies. Yeah. Okay, all right. I think they're quite an early war unit, though.
Yeah.
They got amalgamated or something into other units. I'm not quite sure, but it'll be all right. Your train's looking good.
Yeah, it's getting there.
It's cool.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
Looking really good.
How are you getting on with the horses, James?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah. Good. You still enjoying painting them, or do you hate them?
No, I'm okay. I'm alright with them. I was just saying that earlier that they've been less scary to paint than what I think I had egged myself up to. So
It's just I just don't like I really just don't like painting horses that much. I think maybe bigger horses. When I get around to doing some 28mm ones, it won't be bad. I think it's because it's so small, especially on limbers and stuff. With all the traces and stuff all over them.
yeah,
Like fiddly pain in the bum, innit, really. Well, I think it is.
I've not tried anything like that yet. Just the horses, and I've been okay. But I'm used to painting things with lots and lots of webbing. So
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, well, that's true.
and just do the highlighting, and I'm pretty sure that the cavalry are supposed to have some yellow on them somewhere as well. So
Yeah, I think mine was supposed to as well, but I just didn't bother painting it on.
yeah,
They're that small, I don't think you can really get too wrapped up about it. Unless you really want to, of course, but
well, I made an effort with my artillery. I may as well try and see if it's just a matter of doing some yellow bits on their cuffs or something. Then that's not so bad.
nah.
Stripes down the trousers might be a bit much, but
Stripy trousers. I actually did some stripy trousers on a 6mm French guy. And surprisingly enough, it was one of those fluky moments where I managed to actually do it. But I'd never be able to do it again. It's like, wow, it actually worked.
Yeah.
I haven't attempted it again.
No, it's not going to happen again.
Yeah.
Unless you buy a lottery ticket. Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. Try and dig about online and see what I can find.
No Derek tonight?
Dennis, no.
Dennis.
No.
Derek.
He said he wouldn't be. He didn't think he'd make it on. So,
Oh, okay.
but there was a couple of us, so we thought we'd go ahead and
Yeah, why not?
make ourselves live.
Mm-hmm.
Get another glimpse into what we're doing.
The madness there.
Yep.
So a bit of basic detail. So construction crew with a rail.
All right. Yeah. Nice.
All soldered on the hands. I've done a bit of work on the hands with a file and what have you, but they're all doing it all. That ain't gonna come apart.
No.
You know, that's no super glue in that.
Very smart.
So.
That's all just held together with solder then.
Yep. Ordinary solder, not low melting point rubbish or anything, you know, it's just ordinary solder. Keep everything clean and use a bit of liquid flux. Baker's number 3. There's got a 25 or 30 watt soldering iron there. And a fine touch. That's what we do. keep it on too long, it doesn't melt your figure.
That's quite
He
interesting.
says tongue in cheek. I have been soldering for quite a few years, though, to be fair. You get it wrong.
It's just not a technique that you hear of other people using. I think it's
Yeah, it's exceptionally old school, you know. It's the old Doug Mason on the front of War Games Illustrated from the 80s, you know. Full stuff done, you know. So.
I've actually got a soldering iron.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I've ever used it for is cutting foam.
Yeah.
Using it as a hot knife kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one. I use it for you know what, you get these Lego Star Wars figures or Lego Hobbit or Lego Lord of the Rings figures.
Yeah.
And I put the soldering iron in the key ring to lift the key ring out of the head, and then you fill in the head and you get a Lego Lord of the Rings figure for about £2, whereas if you buy the figure itself, it's a £5 bloody throughout, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I use mine for. Does not burn your fingers though.
Yeah.
Particularly when you put it down on the living room table and the wife says, "What's this key ring doing here?" And she puts her finger on it and goes, "Ow, that's hot." I say, "Don't pick it up then."
Indeed. Exactly.
She learned after the first 3 times.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And you wonder who
How we
keeps
laughed.
leaving. You wonder who keeps leaving cat poo on your shower mat.
Exactly. We laughed all the way to the Burns unit.
What larks?
The funny thing is, the kids learned once not to pick up the key ring. Oh, Daddy's had his soldering iron out again. I'm not picking that up. But no, she has to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Say, "What's this mess?" There you go, love.
Yeah. Let me think on that. I've just got to form something resembling a sort of a gripped hand, you know, around something. So it's just a little blob here, and form it with a file into something a little more regular, and
Yeah.
get a knife in it to make some fingers and stuff, you know. So then you do the rest with the paint, make it look like it.
Do you reckon, Dave, you'd be able to do it with 15mm figures?
I've done it with 10.
All right, okay. You're just showing off now. I've done it with 3mm. Yeah.
Yeah, I have soldered some 10s. Yeah,
Yeah.
did some head swaps where I pinned them, and then I put a blob of solder on them. You know, so
Yeah.
that is, even fair, it's a little bit chancy.
Yeah.
I've seen some
Just looking
6mm irregular that looked like it had been just made out of a blob of solder.
Yeah.
That's irregular for you. To be fair, his animals are quite nice, actually.
Yeah. I think his 10mm range is pretty good. The regular 10mm is pretty good. The ancient Britons and things, I was really impressed with them. I got loads of them. Really good. Really clean as well. Clean castings. So. Yeah.
He's been sculpting for years, to be fair.
I think some of the 6mm stuff tonight is it's just a bit dated, isn't it?
Yeah,
Really old
a bit
mold.
time, I think. Yeah.
There's some good stuff actually in the irregular catalogue. You just got to dig around a little bit because there's loads. Isn't there?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm being facetious.
Yeah, no. It's
Yeah, but you're right. Some of it is. It's just like a little blob, isn't it? All right.
What were you wanting to solder at 10mm then, Steve?
Well, I was thinking about the Legia Heroica 15mm stuff. The cast with open hands, and it's something I always complain about because I really like the figures, but it's kind of putting me off getting any more of them because of the open hands and the spears and that keep falling off. I was wondering if you'd be able to solder.
All my spears are put on with solder. They don't come off.
Yeah, they don't come off. No,
Yeah.
they're cast with
moving.
open hands like that. And
Yeah.
you just put the spear in. So I reckon a little bob of solder in the palm of the hand. And then,
That's exactly what I do in 28 with it.
Yeah.
Rivet.
Really work then.
In theory, it will work. Yeah.
I might have to give it a go. I've never soldered anything before.
I'll show you how to do it. Face to face. We'll have a go.
Yeah.
Fred got you don't mind losing if it goes wrong.
I think so.
Is what the metal makeup is. Depends exactly on the mix in the alloy that you've got. Certain ones are more solderable than others.
Right.
Yeah. Some of it won't run or take. It'll just lob. You're gone. You find that out straight away. Though, to be fair.
Do you do Boer War stuff, Dave?
Haven't done, no.
No.
Although potentially it's in the colonial era, which might get visited. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you got two eras for the Boer War. You got the khaki guys from the Second Boer War, and you got the red coats from the First Boer War.
Yeah.
I was just thinking while I was having my comfort break there that they used to, when the Boers were captured, the British sent them to places like St. Helena and Jamaica and the West Indies just to keep them out of trouble, so they couldn't escape back.
Yeah.
So they could fight against the British again.
Mm-hmm.
And it took them quite a long time to get the guys back to South Africa until they'd agreed to stop fighting.
Yes, indeed.
And as far as the Boers are concerned, it wasn't a defeat, it was a strategic withdrawal. They never surrendered, they agreed to make peace, which is why they called it the Peace of Vereniging.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a defeat.
No.
And you talk to any Afrikaner now, and they say the same thing. No, we did not surrender. We agreed to put our arms down, and so did you.
Yeah.
Which is a nice way of looking at it.
Fair point, forward.
So honour was maintained. And to be fair, they did have a million or hundreds of thousands of colonial troops fighting against them. And they had something like, 70,000 farmers fighting against the might of the British Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And did very well.
Yeah.
Very, very well.
Northwest here, I think, is going to be one of the other distractions. Peachy.
Mm.
A man who would be king.
Peachy boy. There's a book I'm reading at the moment, which is by Saul David, which is called Victoria's Wars.
Victoria's Little Wars.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, and
it's on my
it's
bedside reading moment.
It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
It does concentrate on Victoria because it's I thought when I bought it, it would be about the wars, but it's actually about how Queen Victoria coped with what was going on and how she influenced the conflicts as well. Because she didn't sit on the sidelines, she did get some involvement in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was to make her star rise above everybody else as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good one, that one.
Yeah.
Because you can't really do that era of colonial history without even mentioning Queen Victoria and what influence she had over the prime ministers, who she also dismissed at some point as well.
Mm.
The Tories came up and said, Lord Melbourne, he's not going to have the next government. And she said, oh, yes, he is. And they resigned, including Lord Wellington, said, all right, if you don't want us to be in charge, let's have Lord Melbourne back. And he carried on for a few years, and then she said, okay, right, okay.
Yeah.
You can take over. And then wrote in a diary about how they'd railroaded her.
Indeed. Yeah, she has plenty of enemies, Victoria.
She stuck to her guns, though, I'll give her that. You know, she was the queen and said, you know, I may be a 17-year-old flibbity-gibbet, but if I say this is what's going to happen, it's going to happen. Until she saw sense. And then after that, Disraeli, Gladstone, Palmerston all courted her and said, okay, you want this to happen? We will, you know, make your star rise above everybody else's. You will crown you Empress of India. We'll do this, we'll do that. And she got her way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a rich vein of potential walking, I have to say. I just need to accept it can seem a bit one-sided.
Well, she did have the full might of the British Industrial Revolution behind her as well.
What's that? Yeah.
With Lord Armstrong and everybody else, you know, making sure that her troops were better supplied.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to stop doing this.
Yeah. I have to put my finger in it.
It's not a period I know a huge amount about. There's the obvious, you know, the Zulu stuff and all that, but beyond that, I'm pretty clueless.
Lots of little wars.
If you'd grown up in Victorian Britain, though, you'd know all about it, because they didn't get taught anything else but how wonderful the empire was.
Yeah.
From fighting the Fenians in Canada to maybe little bits of New Zealand and China. You know, we'll have a war with China so we can sell them opium.
Yeah.
Hang on, we just did what?
Because they wouldn't buy our tea.
No, we wanted to buy the tea, but we wanted to offset it with opium. Yeah, right. Whatever.
And to really piss them off, we'll send our missionaries there at the same time.
Yeah. All right, that's done then. Good job. Hands filed down, little grooves put in to make some fingers.
They seem really keen nowadays not to talk about the colonial stuff.
Oh yeah,
No.
It's not PC, is it? So. I'm finished with fine motor functions. I can have a drink now. Slap some undercoat on these then, shall we?
If you ever go to Beamish, James, they've got a schoolhouse there, which has got loads of...
The Gary grew up in.
maps all over the wall of the Siege of Mafeking, the relief of Lady Smith,
Yes, the Siege of Mafeking.
Kitchener, General Gordon, all the Victorian heroes. And this is what kids at that time were indoctrinated with. That was Victorian England. And this is what you should aspire to. You know, Captain Scott as well is lauded as a hero, which of course he was.
Yeah.
And they were thoroughly indoctrinating in this stuff.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Well, it sounds good to me, but I mean, I take my kids there and they say, who the hell are all these people?
Yeah.
I've never heard of these people.
I think it's a shame we don't talk about that kind of stuff as much.
Well, we don't talk about Marlborough either. You know, we don't talk about Marlborough at all.
Well, he kind of got overshadowed by Wellington, didn't he?
Yeah.
Really? Late
Churchill.
Churchill.
Yeah. Even though Marlborough was a Churchill.
He wasn't.
Exactly.
I think the other side of that though is that you would have to look at the other side of what you were doing as well, which is something that doesn't get covered a lot.
No. Well, did Marlborough do anything wrong?
I don't know enough about it, but
Pissed off good Queen Bess.
I know that Churchill was complacent or complicit in what happened in Greece after the Germans had been driven out, and he was partly responsible for the famine in India.
Well, that's a good reason to talk about it as well, though. It's like if you can compare it to, if you compare it in a way to like what happened in World War II with the Holocaust and stuff, it should be spoken about. So if you don't talk about it, it'll be forgotten. You know, and that kind of stuff you can't forget. Can you?
Yeah,
It should be talked about.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's all a bit deep, isn't it? Jesus Christ.
Well, moving sort of into that, Steve. I mean, my family were involved in the First World War and the Second World War as soldiers, and I always used to slag my wife off that her family had done absolutely nothing in the First World War and the Second World War or the Boer War or the Napoleonic Wars, and she comes from a long line of doctors, and I know her great uncle was at Pegasus Bridge, which is a great one. But she told me a couple of years ago that her granddad, who was a doctor, was one of the first doctors at Belsen when they liberated the camp.
Yeah.
And it's spent all his time in the UK in a protected profession, not being allowed to go to the front, not allowed to go to Normandy, not to go into anywhere else. And then when they needed him, he was sent to Belsen. And he was one of the first guys there who was helping the Jews recover from being starved to death. And he saw people dying on a minute by minute basis.
Yeah.
So he's got there's a lot of respect for that he was one of the ones who went there to do that. And you talk about your granddads in the First World War not wanting to talk about it. Well, her granddad didn't want to talk about it either, but what he did say was very profound and very explicit about how he felt about having to deal with these poor people.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was one of the first ones there to produce their diets and their rations and try and save as many people as possible.
Yeah.
So that may change my opinion of her family.
Yeah. Yeah, so bringing it back to like the old British Empire and stuff, I think it wasn't we didn't cover ourselves in glory all the time, did we? Let's be honest.
No.
As a nation, but there was good came out of it. There was a lot of bad as well. But
Different standards, though. You can't apply
different times and different standards. Yeah, exactly. It's like when you think of the Romans, when they used to take over a country or whatever, it was standard practice in them days to slaughter everybody.
I've been to the Colosseum,
Yeah, it's
down in the base of the Colosseum.
times.
Made the hair at the back of my neck stand up.
Yeah, it still doesn't make it right. I'm not trying to say it does, but you have to judge it by the standards of the day, I think, sometimes.
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing. You don't judge people by your own modern perspective.
No.
You have to put it in the stance of the time. You know, the Irish are very, very anti Cromwell.
Yeah.
But at the time, what he was doing was no different to what was going on in the rest of Europe.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Standard practice.
You know, if you go into Wexford and Drogheda and let your troops to run riot because they wouldn't surrender, that's what everybody else was doing. Henry V was doing it in Harfleur.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's no difference there. You don't judge people by the standards of your time. You judge it by the standards of their time. And there was nothing different that we're doing to anybody else.
But at the same time, they've got a habit of looking back at these things through rose-tinted glasses and thinking, everything, the British Empire was brilliant and did no evil and stuff. But when you hear about it, dropping chemical weapons on,
Iraq,
yeah,
Mesopotamia, as it's called.
Well, I was thinking it was they did it in Pakistan and India, didn't they, as well? And
yeah, because they had them, so they used them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Italians did that as well. Mm-hmm. But the point is, you don't judge people by modern standards. You judge them by the standards of the time. Genghis Khan was probably lauded as a great hero. Yeah, I think he's doing a wonderful job. That's what I do too.
Your great granddad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Genghis Khan.
Excuse me, guys.
Pretty sure. So yeah. That's it. Yeah. But I said it gives you plenty of opportunity to have a good game, though, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Certainly does. Yeah.
As long as you just keep it at that, it's a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There.
What time is it? 10:30. Jeez. It's 10 already. I've only just sat down.
What a productive night. Everything done I wanted to do tonight.
Yeah, cool.
Well, another example is the Byzantines, when they had their dynastic disputes, and to stop somebody becoming king, they'd cut their noses off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or cut their mouths to stop them being perfect, which to us is barbaric. But they did that to stop them becoming, the emperor, because it made them look imperfect to their people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we hear about the Turks and the Seljuks and the Egyptians doing this 200 years later, and we think, what a barbaric people.
Yeah.
The Byzantines were doing that. Edward not Edward, but Ethelred the Confessor, Ethelred the Unready was doing that to the Danes.
Mm-hmm.
And selling them to slavery and destroying their communities. That's just what he did at the time, because it had been done to his people before. So we mustn't judge people by modern standards, is the point, really. They were all doing it.
No, I think you're probably right. You're probably right. Flat Earth, where are we?
That's called objectivity.
Objectivity.
Ah.
Yeah, too much paint.
Right.
think there's a program just started on it's either BBC Three or BBC Four or Radio Four about Martin Luther, and what has the Reformation ever done for us? Which sounds quite interesting. About how he changed attitudes in Western Europe.
Yeah.
So you might want to look out for that one.
Mm.
Because it's not just about religion, it's about, you know, how society completely changed. About we're not going to be in hoc to this, we're not going to, you know, support the Pope who was a whatever by their standards. And just listen to those first few lines about how he changed society appeals to me because it did change society at the time.
Yeah.
You know, there wouldn't have been a printing press without Martin Luther, for example.
No.
You know, you weren't allowed to, you know, have another attitude or idea in print that then got to the masses that went against what was the accepted order.
Yeah.
So that is how he changed attitudes. So, you know, Martin Luther isn't just about his 99 things that he pinned on the door in the cathedral. It's about how he changed society and changed the Western world. Whether you're, you know, Protestant, Catholic, or whatever religion you are, it did actually change things for good or bad. It just changed stuff. They found some pages printed by Caxton 2 days ago as well, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was quite interesting.
Red University.
Yeah, they've had it for 20 years and they've only got around to looking at it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about the English Civil War earlier as well, that that was a huge outpouring of information and dispute because they could actually print stuff. And it got to the masses, you know, that was not necessarily the first internet, but it's not far off. That you could suddenly put your ideas to as many people as who could read, or somebody would read it to them. And you know, that's one of the causes of the Civil War as well. I'm saying we are not going to accept the accepted order. We're going to write what we like. And through that, you get the Puritans, you get the colonization of America, you get the levelers, you get all sorts of different things just going on because Caxton invented the printing press. So ideas could be transmitted to the majority.
Yeah.
Rather than just turn up at church every week and hearing the same old shit.
Yeah. All that talk of irregular miniatures earlier on has reminded me I've got a little packet here from them. Okay. I need to do something with them there. Well, maybe not. Not with those ones. But that'll do.
Right.
I think in some ways the English Civil War was a pamphleteer's war. You know, that was probably the birth of propaganda. They'd done this in Europe beforehand. But the king used propaganda for his gains, and Parliament would you know, writing pamphlets about the Irish slaughtering Protestant babies, nailing them to churches as well.
Yeah.
And that inspired people to join one side or the other. And you'd read one pamphlet one week that would have one perspective, and then you'd read another one the next day, which told you something completely different.
Yeah, yeah.
And people were running around like headless chickens all the time. My God, they're slaughtering people here, and oh my God, they're slaughtering people in Hull. My God, they're slaughtering people in York. They're slaughtering people in Halifax. They're slaughtering people in Bristol.
Yeah.
And it just, you know, went on and on and on. Once you got control of the media, rather than the town crier, then it just goes stratospheric, really.
Yeah. Odd. It's going to be a job for tomorrow night, I think.
The English Civil War is still the war that more people in England and Scotland and Ireland and Wales were involved with than any other dispute in this country. Everybody was involved. It had more, even more than the Wars of the Roses, which was a pretty bloody conflict.
What's going on?
God, I'm going back in time there. But yeah, more people were involved in it because of that sort of pamphleteering going on.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary, somebody was asking in chat, I know it's hard to see, was asking about bases. Dane, I don't know if he's still watching.
Yeah.
Somebody's got a video playing. Is that you, Dennis?
Yeah, it is.
I just turned it down.
Yeah, you might want to put your headphones on, mate.
No, I just want to make sure that that guy's question got answered. Dane Musprat in the chat. So I had to mute the other one because I was listening to you guys just now.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you said you weren't going to be about tonight, and I didn't think.
I didn't think so, and then all of a sudden, boom.
No worries. Oh well, welcome.
Dennis, there's only one word I want to say to you, mate.
What's that?
Champions.
That's right.
Of a lower league.
Unsubscribe. Oh dear. I've been waiting for you to come on, Dennis, mate. I really have.
Sorry, I've been really busy at work. In fact, I'm not going to be able to do any painting at all tonight, it looks like.
I discovered today, Dennis, that there's a French province off the coast of Canada. Is it Saint-Julien?
You mean there's a French islands from France? Yeah, it's Saint-Pierre.
Yeah. Saint-Pierre. Never heard of them. Never heard of them at all.
That's one of those weird things.
They consider themselves Canadian, but they're really French.
Oh, no. They are France, those guys. Yeah. And because of the international, whatever the boundary is for fishing and everything, it's nothing but fishing boats out that way.
Geography, eh? Who would have it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mrs. Le Pen went there to get their
Wouldn't you
votes.
find oil under it?
Yeah, that's it. So no painting tonight then, Dennis?
No, I got to. I have to work on something else that's not painting related. So I'm out of the painting business until the weekend, unfortunately. I'm gonna still listen to you guys, but I got to work on this other thing.
No worries. We've just been talking about colonialism, I think.
Yeah.
Amongst other things. How the sun never sets in the British Empire. Or set.
Real way. Well, it's sunset now, but the real west. Yeah. Is the line from the song.
Well, the Scottish line is that's because God didn't trust English in the dark, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if it still does. I mean, Bahamas, Bermuda, and Belize are one of those countries, Honduras or Belize, still belong to England. So
Yeah.
the sun doesn't set there. Maybe in the Pacific, it probably still sets.
Well, the Scots invested their treasury in Panama and went bankrupt.
The Darien Gap.
And why didn't it work?
Malaria?
Nope.
What was it then? Go on.
Because the English government and the Spanish government entered into an agreement that they wouldn't allow any trade to happen there. So they couldn't get any new supplies, so they all died.
Uh-huh. From malaria.
Amongst other things.
Amongst other things.
Yeah.
May have been the malaria.
But the boycott or the... I don't know if it was a boycott or if it was a... what's it called?
Embargo?
Embargo, yeah.
Right.
So obviously the Spanish
Seems
having
like boycott,
colonies in the area and the English having colonies in the area basically refused to allow any trade. So
Or give them any quinine.
I don't think anybody had any quinine at that time, but it was all never going to work because they didn't want any more colonial competition.
The Spanish had it because it was called Jesuit's bark. Answer that, Jamesy.
Oh, might have done. I don't think it was called quinine. No.
Yeah.
Or if they had it, they probably didn't realise what it did. But it's one of those ones we get a lot of, you hear it a lot for various reasons in Scotland. But blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, well, it wasn't like it just failed on its own. You're missing out the fact that, our friendly neighbour was acting in a decidedly hostile fashion.
No, I think the point is that Scotland invested heavily in this new world, and it failed for whatever reasons, but they put all their eggs in one basket, and it bankrupted the country for whatever reason.
It didn't bankrupt the country. It bankrupted the nobility.
Right.
And the English bought them off.
Who had the money?
Well, the country itself wasn't bankrupt. It was just the nobility who were bankrupt. And
who didn't want to lose their money.
Yeah, and basically the English said, sign this agreement and join the Crowns and we'll give you lots of money.
It's always about the bankers, you should know that.
Yep. So they did, and there was riots in the streets.
Well, that's me for tonight, I think. I'm going to sign off.
No,
All right.
actually,
See you later.
Take care, Steve.
What's everybody working on?
bloody cavalry.
God, I thought you were done those.
Did with basing, base painting, but this is the highlight.
I was doing Saxons, now I've moved on to English Civil War artillery.
For which side?
They could go for either side, to be honest. Uniforms are the same. That's one of the things I like about doing English Civil War stuff. They could, they don't have to be one side or the other. They're Civil War.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm not doing the later Civil War period where you got the redcoats. I'm just doing the early Civil War.
Okay.
They just wore what the hell they liked. So everybody's raw or slightly trained, with the odd veteran sergeant in there who tells Lord Manchester or Earl Manchester, what to do.
Have you guys seen this? The Imperial War Museum just put out a color book of World War II pictures.
Have they?
They're amazing. I'm just looking at the link on Gizmodo.
colored or colorized?
Well, they look like they were. Some of them look like they were taken yesterday. Let's put it that way. Like, I'm staring at these guys cleaning out the barrel of a Crusader in Tunisia, and it looks like it was taken yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It looks amazing. Then there's some of like, women doing stuff, and you can tell just by the hairstyles.
Yeah.
I'll post the link in chat.
Yeah, do so.
Great. Oh.
Oh, I can't. Yeah. Put an HTTP in front of that I just put in the chat. Actually, I'll put it in the Google chat as well. Hang on.
Par les Canadiens. Fou le con.
Ooh, le con. There it is.
Le con. Merde.
That's better. Oh yeah, they're quite smart.
There's like an assembly line of Lancasters. It looks like they're doing them today. But that picture of the Churchill crocodile, Crusader they're working on. Actually, the 5.5. It's pretty sharp too. If those were colorized, then that's a very good job colorizing them. Oh, there's Monty and King George.
I think the crocodile one is colorized because I'm sure I've seen the black and white version of that.
Could be. Anyways.
But yeah, if they have, it's a bloody good job. It could just be that I've seen a black and white copy of the colour picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're great, aren't they? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah. No painting for me. In fact, I should probably sign off and get working.
No worries.
Yeah. Well, have fun, gentlemen.
Will do. Nice to catch you briefly.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Wish me luck, and I'll chat with you guys Thursday. Cheers.
Good luck. See you later. Yeah, those images are impressive.
Fine photograph, I have to say.
Or did you watch that series, The World War II in colour?
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah, they did another one about World War I in colour as well, where they just, painted everything.
Yeah.
The World War II one was where they grabbed together as much colour photography or colour movies as they could find.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the Germans were very into colour video. Because they had the technology.
I need a little drill. I need the drill. Where's the drill? Drills and drills. Right. There it is.
I'd have liked to see Sergeant Bilko in colour. But would it have destroyed the comedy,
Yeah.
It's such a great show.
I remember trying to stay. It used to be on really late, didn't it, in the 70s?
Mm.
And I remember staying up as a kid to try and watch it. Trying to persuade my dad to let me stay up to watch it.
Yeah, I used to persuade my dad to let me watch I, Claudius and Up Pompeii. Oh, you can't watch that. It might be a bit rude.
Yeah, but I never really understood the rude.
No. Oh, listen to the prologue now. Shut your face. No, you misses. It was great stuff.
Yeah. Come on, yeah. Bloody things.
I just remember my favourite thing was the Sunday war films. There was always war films on the Sunday when I was younger.
Reach for the Sky, In Which We Serve.
The Cruel Sea.
Yeah. There's a film I really want to watch again, which is the San Demetrio London, where they sink this. I think it's an oil transport, and the ship is going down. There's only about 7 or 8 of them left, and the ship hasn't sunk after about 3 days. So they all decide to get back on board and rescue the ship, and then they sail it back to Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a great film. That's a real triumph over adversity film.
It's a bit like the Ohio, isn't it? The one that got into Malta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of held up between 2 destroyers on either side and stuff.
Yeah, which actually happened, yeah. What's that one Anthony Quinn's in where they've got the wine hidden behind the brickwork and the Nazis come into town? And Anthony Quinn's the mayor, and he says, "No, there's no wine in this town." Anthony Quinn, being the Greek, playing an Italian at this occasion. I think it's called the Secret of Santa Vittorio.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one. And the Germans come into the town and say, okay, we know you've got wine here. Somebody's going to tell us where it is. So after about 3 days, they hand over the local the fascist mayor, and say, okay, he knows where it is, and they torture the fascist. And of course, he doesn't know where it is, so they get the revenge on the Mussolini follower, black shirt, by handing him over to the Nazis, and they beat him, to death. And of course, he will not tell because he doesn't know where it is. So they get their revenge in 2 ways. They won't hand over the wine to the Nazis, and they get the revenge on the fascist mayor. And then when the Nazis eventually leave, because the Allies are marching up the peninsula, Anthony Quinn breaks down the brick wall, which is made of Roman brick, and everybody has a great big party. And they say, yeah, shame about the fascist.
I think I always preferred the more shitty ones.
Gambusters.
Yeah,
I do like Where Eagles Dare. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Where the lift has to go down, it won't touch off the connection.
Yeah.
And then the German commander gets in and says, no, and starts stamping on the floor. No, it's got to go down another 2 inches, otherwise I won't step off the elevator. And that's what blows it up. Oh no, that's the Guns of Navarone. That's the Guns of Navarone.
Yeah.
Where Eagles Dare is the one where he calls the bluff.
Yep. That was the Guns of Navarone. All good Alistair MacLean films.
Yeah.
Read them all. Had them all as a teenager. All the Alistair MacLean books, all of that lot. Guns of Navarone, HMS Ulysses. The 10 from Navarone.
Yeah. Well, the books are better than the movies.
They are indeed.
Like with James Bond's ones, they're much better.
Yeah.
And the Sharp books as well. They're much better than the series.
Yeah. I mean, the series is a...
guys in a French column in the series.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good attempt given the budget that they had. But...
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched I think it was Sharp's Eagle that was on. Totally different from the book.
Yeah. I don't think they did Sharp's Tiger, did they? Which is the first one when he rescues Wellington.
They did some Sharp in India, but they were actually set after.
Yeah.
They were. That was about book 13 or 14 when they went backwards.
Yeah.
When they went to Sharp Tiger or something it was called, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the one.
No, that was Sharp's Challenge. They called that one. It was a two-parter.
Yes.
They were looking for his daughter or something, weren't they?
Obadiah Hawkswell's son comes back.
I got a bit fed up actually because it was like, can we not kill him now? He's just getting ridiculous.
But they killed a couple of the main characters, didn't they, in the Waterloo one?
Yeah. Yeah, and they held hands as they were dying, which was a lovely touch.
Bring a tear to a glass eye.
Oh, aye.
And your favourite historical character was in it as well. King Billy.
King Billy.
King of Orange.
It wasn't the King Billy, though.
Well, it was one of them.
It was a King Billy. Right, well, I've done my Saxons, I've done my support troops. I think I shall go, lads.
Oh.
After a pintle mounted gardener gun to sort out, and then I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it's just going to be the two of us, Dave, I think I'll draw it to a close at that then.
What's the Megatron?
As I'm just finishing off the highlighting on these cavalry at last.
Yeah, I'm done. I've had a good night tonight. I've got loads done.
Cool.
Have you been looking at those pictures that Matt put up about the Imperial War Museum?
Yeah.
Yes.
They've got a lovely picture of Monty and King George.
Yeah.
And Monty's pointing at the maps on his caravan, which they've got in the Imperial War Museum.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in colour.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
If you ever come down to London, Jamesy, we should have a look at Monty's caravan.
Yeah, well, they keep threatening.
With Stefan as well.
They keep threatening that I have to come down for work, so
Indeed.
we'll see.
Oh, some nice pictures on that.
Yeah, some good ones.
Yeah. Okie doke. Right, I'll see you later, guys.
Catch you later, Gary.
Yeah,
one.
Gary.
See you later.
And I'll just wrap this up as well. So, for anybody who's managed to watch this long,
Right.
yeah. So again, I should probably do this at the beginning, but this is just an example of a painting chat. We have these fairly regularly. Most nights of the week there's something going on. We only record one a week just to give people an idea of who we are and what we do. Anybody's free to join in. We've got a Facebook group and a Google Plus group, or you can just leave a comment and I'll drop you a message. And that's us for tonight.
Take care, guys.
Good night.